Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and After Thoughts with yours truly, as always, Queen Krazy K. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, Queen Krazy K, for this and more podcasts like it. Follow me on that Instagram, Queen Krazy K. You already know what to do. You already know what it is. Let's jump into it. A lot of things to cover, as always. Let's get this show moving started. Now, we got Monday Night Raw and the Friday night. We got two Friday Night SmackDown wrestlings to go over, and then a couple of bumps. So, not this past Friday Night SmackDown wrestling, but a week ago before this Monday Night Raw wrestling. There was a Friday Night SmackDown wrestling that went on, and it was Sami Zayn failing to be able to knock off Riddle, who earned a championship opportunity against Roman Reigns. The Usos weren't happy with that, came out there and attacked him, and he brought a candlestick to show that he is one step closer to what he was trying to accomplish, become the champion, just like as they are already the Raw and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and nothing stopped them. And we also had Sheamus and Drew McIntyre that couldn't keep their hands off of each other, so neither one of them qualified in the match. Although Butch had no business being out there in Drew McIntyre's match when it was between him and Sheamus for a Money in the Bank man qualification match. Told Adam Pearce to make the right decision, put him in the match, which the right decision will be having a rematch or Extreme Rules match, but either way, then somebody's going to get screwed. So, it's like, well, I watched Raw and two of them got put in there, so how about you two from SmackDown put in there as well? That's only fair. So, they went ahead and did that this Friday night SmackDown wrestling that passed. But before that, then we also had Xia Li, supposed to be the Peacemaker, when Lacey Evans was the first SmackDown woman this year to qualify in the Money in the Bank opportunity to become any champion of her choice, whether it's against Bianca Belair or Ronda Rousey. Probably Ronda Rousey, but I don't know. She's been going back and forth to Raw and SmackDown, so I wouldn't be surprised if she went against Bianca Belair. And then also you had, before the show went on, then you also had the New Day out there. I think they were out there that day for a tag team match. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston winning a match and getting the hell out of John before it was against Shanky and Ginger Mahal in a tag team match. And that happened this Friday. But before, it was Shanky that got Ginger Mahal to win a match. Even with his dancing and having fun and having a good time, showing him, hey, you can lighten up and have fun and have a good time and still get the job done. You don't always have to be so strong and stuck up. Yes, when you come in as a rookie, you're always so strong-headed. You're like, I gotta stay strong. I gotta stay focused. I gotta stay in the mode to be able to get the job done, to get my opportunities and prove that I am one of a kind of a superstar and I deserve to be here, because when I go out that door, walk out of those curtains, I want the fans to see me. The fans can say, whoa, they resemble this, this, and this. But I can see them as a superstar, them as a champion, them getting the opportunities, and as the man or the woman, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. That way they know, hey, you know what? They're not a fun show. When they hear my music, they're gonna scream their heads up before I even walk out of the curtains, because they know they love me, they respect me. That's what I want to prove when you come in as a rookie. After that's all done, once you've been in there a couple of years and done a couple things to be proud about, then you say, all right, now I accomplished and got the respect that I deserved. Everybody knows who I am, what I'm about. Everybody knows when I go in that ring, how serious this is. But now I can have fun, I can listen up because, stuck up in life and not having fun and just relaxing and having a good time. I mean, sure, it's about sports and that, but you also gotta have fun too. Alright? You can have emotionals, serious, accomplishments, fun, excited. Like this is for entertainment, which means fun and wrestling. Fun and serious and messing around and having a good time. Like the New Day, they're the longest champions before the Usos, and they throw pancakes at everybody. It's fun. It's awesome. And it's funny. And when they're in the ring, they mean business. So you can do both. And I like how Randy Orton got shown that by Matt Riddle that, hey, you know what? You're 20 years into this. You're a 14-time World Heavyweight Champion. You're a second generation. You're an apex predator. You've already done it all. World Heavyweight Championship, WWE Championship, United States Championship, accomplishments, and tag teams. You already won the Royal Rumble. You already won the Money in the Bank. You already won 14-time World Heavyweight Championship. You already won a tag team championship. You were part of the most dominated team, the Revolution, and the tag team when you and Edge, who are Hall of Famers and legendaries now. So you already done it all. That you can now just relax and have fun and enjoy it while you can. So I like that Riddle showed him that you don't always have to be serious, and you can still get the job done. You can still get what you're accomplishing done, and people will still take you seriously. Because they know when you get in that ring, you'll whoop their ass. Like Riddle showed, like he's a fun, cool, chill dude. Then all of a sudden, when someone got underneath his skin like the Usos, he saw a whole different side of him. So that was pretty interesting to watch. And they had Gunter become the new interconal champion over Ricochet. I mean, he's a two-time North American champion, now intercontinental champion, unstoppable since he came to SmackDown, not really surprising. And the challenge was really over Ricochet's head, which wouldn't be the first time Ricochet had a challenge bigger than him and was able to accomplish. But not this time, but put up a hell of a fight and a hell of a show. And then you had Ronda Rousey remain the SmackDown champion. You gotta give it to Shanti. Like, she backed up her words. She challenged Ronda Rousey. She gave her a hell of a fight, a hell of a match. I mean, she really pushed her to the edge of that match. I mean, she was doing a great job. You gotta give her that. But Ronda Rousey, as the dominated SmackDown Women's Champion, baddest bitch on the planet, remained. And then, of course, Natalya had attacked her from behind because she was going to get her ass whooped and her arm torn off if she had came from the front. And that would come her that Friday night SmackDown Wrestling. And then Natalya was pretty damn happy about what she did to Ronda Rousey. You know, training Ronda Rousey, befriending Ronda Rousey when she first came in there, and now totally taking everything from her, trying to say, well, you know what? I'm closer to her than anybody, so her going against her in the ring is going to make Ronda Rousey think like, wow, this was my tag team partner, this was my best friend, this was the woman that trained me to wrestle, this is the GOAT that you have to get through when you're in the women's locker room to become a WWE superstar. Like, everybody knows you got to go through Natalya because she is generations, she is a legend. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's been in there longer than anybody. So you do got to get through her if you want to be called the greatest or a GOAT or step up your game. It's like going through Sasha Banks or Charlotte or Bayley or Becky Lynch, the four horsewomen that built NXT for women to come over to Raw and SmackDown. So you got to get through one of them or all of them if you want to be called the best, if you want to show out when you're in the women's division. And then, so for her to have that on her plate, I wonder how it's going to feel. Like, she's like, I have no problem with taking anybody down for it, but when you actually fight against her, I wonder how she's really going to think, how she's going to get emotional, how she's going to get, like, I'm so mad that she betrayed me. And she's going to be frustrated. So I wonder how that's going to throw her off her game to be like, now that your head's all full, is your physicality going to be great when you put out to the work to remain the champion? Which she will. She'll get it together and remain the SmackDown Women's Champion. Got that much confidence in her. That's why she's the baddest bitch on the planet. So I mean, she didn't become the Raw Women's Champion for no reason when she beat Kurt with her and Kurt Angle, beat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, one of the GOATs at WrestleMania, in a mixed tag team match, and became Raw Women's Champion, and even came after her suspension to show that nobody's gonna shut her up. Came back after having a baby, and now SmackDown Women's Champion. I mean, winning the Women's Royal Rumble, earning her way there. She's already done it all. Ain't nobody gonna get in her way when it comes to focus, strategy, and when she wants something done, she's gonna get it done. She's gonna succeed. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And she does, and she has, and she is. So that would cover that Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. And then the Talking Smack, how Natalya was really proud about what she did to her. And the WWE exclusive, when Moose, and I keep calling it Moss because it's spelled O-O-S-E, even though it's like, oh, this is Pat Moose. But Pat Moss would sound better. Because that's what they were calling him before. Like him and Corbin getting the last laugh. You know, he beat Corbin at Hell in a Cell. Pretty proud they pull that strength after somebody betrays your friendship. Corbin pretty happy on the bump about attacking him, saying, you know what, I don't give a damn about anybody but myself. That's why he is the lone wolf. And then on the WWE, when you saw how Natalya did that same thing, and pretty proud about what she did to Ronda Rousey after SmackDown, went off air. And then when you look at the Snoop and stuff, how it really plays out, you're like, you just can't trust anybody. You just can't play it too safe and get close to anybody, because anything could happen at any time. At the end of the day, we're not all mind readers. We don't know what they're really thinking, how they really feel. No, I mean, look at all the tag teams and the friendships that's broken up in this last year. So, anything can happen. And then also you have on the bump, it was Liv Morgan's birthday. It was Sonya Deville, was best friends with, celebrating Liv Morgan's birthday. And then it was Tommaska, NXT champ, former two-time NXT champion, who was celebrating also on the bump with Kaylee, our best interviewer on SmackDown, who's also part of the bump, celebrating her birthday on there as well. And it was fun. It was awesome. And then you had that following Monday that you had this past Monday Night Raw wrestling, so that way I can get the predictions for like tomorrow and next Friday. So based on, well, because it was Wednesday too, and then it was also Friday. So that was 2 weeks ago on that Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. And then that was the following week on Wednesday on the bump. And then we also seen Theory, our United States champion, on Out of Character, based on the returning of John Cena, how he's been mocking him. You know, thinking it's a game, thinking it's a joke. And then you had this past Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling, that not a lot happened this Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. I mean, I was trying to get the numbers and trying to get what's happened. I mean, not a lot happened. Just, you know, Moose being able to get the last laugh, literally, over Baron Corbin, and Pratt letting Baron Corbin know, you're not going to talk down to me on my show. I'm the commentary of this show. That's why he has his own Pat McAfee show and put him in his place. And Adam Pearce did break the right decision, put both Drew McIntyre's and Sheamus in the men's Money in the Bank match, even after Drew McIntyre was beating the hell out of him. I was like, oh, okay, my bad, but kind of not my bad. You still deserve that from last week, running away like a chicken. So that was pretty funny. He was also on the bump with Dewdrop. Dewdrop is a very creative person outside of wrestling. Like, she actually has a heart, and she's actually very unique. And like, she's like a fun person. She's like, when you're in the ring, you're like, I don't like her. I don't like what she does. I don't like the way she is. She's just a big bully. And then when you talk to her outside the ring, like when she was on the bump, she's really creative, really unique, and really fun. And you can tell she's got a heart of gold. She's a cool person. So it means like, wow, little things that you find out. And we all gotta remember, it gotta be one thing here, but that's not me as a person. So you also have to think like that as well, And then they were both on this pack, if you missed it, which most people don't. We watch them live and in the comics and stuff. I be in the comments, and in my opinion, the updation of Cody, it wasn't as bruised, it wasn't as bad on his shoulder anymore since he got the surgery. So Cody, he's still recovering after the surgery and stuff, but it is healing and getting better. I seen a picture of him on Instagram actually yesterday, and he's getting better as far as that goes. So hopefully we see him back in the ring or American Nightmare to throw down as always and get his championship opportunity that he got ripped away from him by Seth because he booted him out of the Money in the Bank opportunity. And then, anyways, after that happened on SmackDown, they just had, like I said, Natalya's comment. We didn't see Ronda Rousey. We seen her because they did a Saturday Live wrestling with just SmackDown. How I was saying how Raw was getting to do commentary of Hell in a Cell, so SmackDown got to do the commentary of Saturday Live, where it's just SmackDown. Before this past SmackDown that I'm talking about, in the bump that I'm talking about, and the Monday Night Raw wrestling that also passed, which will be the last thing I talk about because I skipped over to Friday Night SmackDown wrestling, which is after Raw, but since I was already talking about Friday, I was like, I might as well, I talked about 2 weeks ago Friday Night SmackDown wrestling. I might as well cover this past week Friday Night SmackDown wrestling. I was talking about 2 weeks ago the bump. I might as well cover this bump and mention I have Karen Turner, all the WWE exclusive, all the behind the scenes Raw, SmackDown talk, and all that other good stuff. And then I already talked about that Raw on my last podcast. I don't have to do that. And then I'll jump into this past Raw because a lot happened on this past Raw, and then very little happened on SmackDown. So I was just trying to get the little show that happened in between there because it was a SmackDown show. It just not a lot happened. And then it was the New Day that got the best of Ginger and Shanky was dancing with the New Day, positivity, having fun, showing, hey, no hard feelings. I had fun. I had a good time. I had a good match. It's all good. I like Shanky. Seems like he's a real fun dude. That he's like lighten up a little bit. You can dance and have fun. So what if you lost? You won last week. What's the big deal? And so this coming Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling, though, the prediction is the qualifications for the Money in the Bank. That's what it's all about. Who will be the completion of the men and the women Money in the Bank qualification as the other match? I mean, you got Ricochet trying to regain his Intercontinental Championship back away from Gunter. And then you also have a qualification Money in the Bank match. I see Shanti and Leo lurking backstage, but I don't think that they have an official match. But they did have a woman and a man. I think only one for the men and women qualification Money in the Bank match. That's happening this week on Friday Night SmackDown. I think Ricochet can regain his Intercontinental Championship belt back. And for the men and women's qualification match, my woman pick, since Gonzalez is in there, I want her to win. I think Gonzalez could win the women's Money in the Bank this year and take SmackDown Women's Championship belt away from Ronda Rousey. And then for the men's, I'm going for Seth Rollins to become Mr. Money in the Bank again. And I can see him trying to cash in on Roman Reigns for the championship belt at any time that he thinks he's going to feel like it, just because that's just the way he is. Now, if he doesn't win, it'll be Drew McIntyre's. So that would be pretty cool, because then he can verse for the, because you got the returning of Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. And then once Roman's done with that, then you'll have Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at any time that he could do that. So it's like, ooh, if you use against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship before SummerSlam, and then you only got that one title to hold on to at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar, it's like, what's going to happen and what are they going to do about it, knowing that that's the last opportunity that he got. But he's been undefeated 2.5 years, Universal Champion, dominated. This is why his family has been so dominated, generations all the way down to him and the Usos. Raw and SmackDown Tag Champions. They did everything they said they was going to do. They're the ones running the bloodline, keep the needle moving, whether you love them or hate them. They're the ones. I acknowledge them. I'm with the crew because it's the best thing that's on SmackDown. It really is. There's a lot of people that's missing, a lot of things that's pretty messed up. That is the best thing you could watch right now. And I liked them before they was obviously on SmackDown Raw, when they was on Raw, as Roman won the United States Championship belt, Intercontinental Champion belt, when the Usos reversing the New Day, going back and forth for who's the best tag team in the WWE and stuff. So it was good matches. It was great times. They had some awesome matches like the Hell in a Cell one and the ladder one. That was really cool. It was dominated. It was strong. It was like everything was on the line, literally. It was good. Then you have this past Raw, which a lot happened. I don't know why it was the main event, just to throw water in his face, but because Bobby Lashley obviously outshined Theory. Theory got all butthurt, sprayed him with some water, and walked out of there thinking it was funny. Now, the almighty Bobby Lashley is going to crush Theory for what he did tomorrow Monday Night Raw. And the returning of John Cena next week. I wonder how he, after Bobby Lashley tomorrow on Monday Night Raw, crushes Theory for thinking he was funny for what he did last week, how next week John Cena is going to respond to him mocking him as a 16-time Hustle Loyalty Respect Never Give Up 16-time WWE Champion, coming in as a rookie, ruthless aggression, big match John, Ward Life, 16-time champion, you can't see me. He is a Hall of Famer, legendary, focusing into that. He's done everything that you have done. WWE Champion, United States Champion, he's won Tag Team Champions, Money in the Bank. When he was injured, he came back in 2008 and won the Royal Rumble. Then did it again in 2013 and accomplished at WrestleMania. He's done it all. Beat The Undertaker, beat Hall of Famers and legendaries like The Undertaker, Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton. And I think that's the greatest rival they had, him and Randy Orton. He beat the great one, The Rock. He beat giants like the great Khali and Yamaga. He's done all these great, fantastic things. So I think that for sure, John Cena next week when he returns to Monday Night Raw, the best thing that's happened on Monday Night Raw, the returning of John Cena to celebrate his 20 years in the WWE debut. I think that's the best thing that's happened. And when he does return, he's gonna return John Cena next month or next week. And then he's gonna add it to Just Theory since he thinks he's so funny mocking him. But definitely tomorrow, the almighty Bobby Lashley. I mean, he took on 5 guys, beat Omos, who was unstoppable against any man, beat MPV and Cedric at the same time, and ran through all the security guards. So I mean, if he could do that, he definitely can get through Austin Theory for the United States Championship belt and Money in the Bank, because I see Ronda Rousey remaining SmackDown Women's Champion against Natalya at Money in the Bank, and then I see Bianca Belair remaining Raw Women's Champion against Rhea Ripley, and the Street Profits. They could take the Raw Tag Team Championship belt, but the Usos will still be SmackDown Tag Team Champions, so it wouldn't be all bad. Everybody wins. And then as Roman Reigns remained the Universal Champion, physicality was better than the Heart of Riddle. As he got that job done, he's focusing on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam for the Universal Championship belt. Even though he beat him last time, so I mean he shouldn't have nothing to worry about. Except if Seth Rollins becomes Mr. Money in the Bank, which that's who my money's on him. He could be coming after his championship belt, but he wasn't able to get it done last time. But I'm really also leaning towards Drew McIntyre's, because I wouldn't be mad if Drew McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank and took the championship belt from Roman Reigns, because then Roman could still remain Universal Champion at SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar. And the Usos to be SmackDown Champions if the Street Profits won the Raw. And the Raw Women's Champions still Bianca Belair if AJ Styles and Edge takes out Finn and Priest, because they're going to get involved. And I see Ronda Rousey remaining SmackDown Women's Champion, but Gonzalez winning Miss Money in the Bank and challenging her for that championship, because she's the only one that came close to become that champion since Ronda Rousey has held it. So that's pretty much what happened last Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. This past Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling prediction, but it's coming. Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling, Money in the Bank prediction, even splitting out a match that I already know is happening at SummerSlam. That was Saturday Live with SmackDown, since Raw got to do Hell in a Cell. Saw Drew McIntyre as Ronda Rousey, the Uso, Roman, and all of them there for that I was talking about. That the commentary got to do. That's your show. That's your Raw Talk, SmackDown Talk, the exclusive. That's your out of character develop. All that good stuff is all in this and pretty much covered. Now the rest of my Night Raw, like I was saying, Bobby Lashley is, if he can do that, go through 5 different people, he's gonna destroy Theory tomorrow on Monday Night Raw for him thinking that was funny to spray water in his face just because he won over him. And then Owens helping Chad be able to get the job done over Ali. He's just gonna get, I mean, he's only getting what he did with Retribution, so I mean, can't really say much about that. And then, Riddle, since he embarrassed the Miz on the Miz TV show, they have a great reality show on television, so I mean, nothing to really worry about. And Seth Rollins thinking it was funny for what he did to Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins may have beat AJ Styles in the match to qualify for the Mr. Money in the Bank opportunity, but AJ Styles did defend Cody Rhodes when Seth Rollins was sitting there in the interview laughing about what he did to Cody Rhodes. AJ Styles punched him in the face and let him know he's got Cody Rhodes back, and Seth Rollins is going to make him a laughing star because he is the American Nightmare still, whether he's here physically or not. And nobody is going to take advantage of that. So AJ Styles put him in his place despite Seth Rollins beating him in the official match. I think his knee got jarred. They qualified the men's Money in the Bank match. And Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss may have worked as a tag team, but no longer a tag team, as Alexa Bliss is a former Women's Money in the Bank winner, and she accomplished the SmackDown Women's Championship belt afterwards, and Raw Women's Championship belt. And she's already won it. She's already accomplished champion afterward, following it, and then went to the whole another brand, welcomed herself as the new champion. So I mean, she's already done it. Whereas Liv always comes so close, but never can quite get the job, and they realize we're not on the same page anymore. It's every woman for themselves when it's that championship opportunity. Everybody knows that. And like I said, Otis being the bodyguard did his job, allowed Chad to win over Ali. Can't feel sorry when he used to have 5 people in Retribution attacking people and didn't give a damn in the world. So it is what it is as far as that goes. All I know is the almighty Bobby Lashley is going to handle Theory tomorrow for thinking that was funny. Put water in his face. See how funny he thinks that ain't. And then next week, John Cena is going to handle him for attacking him from behind, like mocking him, thinking it was funny. Because John Cena is too much of a Hall of Fame legendary champion. He's already been here for 20 years. Already done everything. Every man's been trying to bark on the street, not get the job done. You really think some punk isn't come around and try to attack John Cena? You out of your mind. You're way overweight than what you thought it was. So as far as that goes, and then we'll have the rest of the qualifications. They didn't say who was going to be into it. They only said on SmackDown, but we will see, like, between Raw and SmackDown, the rest of the men and the women qualifications, superstars, so you can really put your money on who you think's going to win. But like I said, I'm going for Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre's for the men's, and then for the women's, I'm going for Gonzalez and what they're going to accomplish afterwards. So I already got my pick of Money in the Bank and accomplishment afterwards, no matter who else they put in there. So, or who else qualifies in there. And then also, on top of that, in the rest of Monday Night Raw, you had Ezekiel, as he got the best over Kevin Owens. Said that Elias is going to do a live concert tomorrow night, that you will see him. He will be in the ring. They will be brothers in together and doing a concert for everybody, and the whole world's going to see that he wasn't a liar. He told the truth. He knew what he's talking about. I mean, hell, you know where he comes from, and see who's really the laughing star tomorrow. That's all that matters right there. Guess we'll just have to all see for ourselves. And then and then you had, like I said, the recovery of Cody Rhodes. It's not purple and all bruised up so much anymore. It was just a little bit bruised, like up here where they did the surgery, you know, because it's the pectoral muscle over here. I think it's somewhere over here in this area. Your pectoral muscle is. But I seen his arm, and it wasn't like nearly as bad like when he was in Hell in a Cell like that. Oof. I don't know how he didn't make more damage to it. And he probably did before the attack of Seth Rollins. Just because of that Hell in a Cell match. So yeah, but he's recovering. He's doing good. We'll see the American Nightmare back in the ring again, and he will get his championship opportunity after he gets his hands on Seth Rollins. And who knows, maybe Seth Rollins will be the champion that he gets to steal the championship belt from. That's why I said it. If Seth Rollins win this Money in the Bank, become the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes is going to take that WWE championship belt with himself, Rollins, for what he did to that shoulder. And then Roman will still be Universal Champion against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And the Street Profits can bring Raw Tag Team Champions from that to Raw where they belong, as the Usos will still remain SmackDown Champions. So, everybody's happy. And then that way, the men and women on both Raw and SmackDown can both get their opportunity, and it's still stabilized to what's going on. And then as for Bianca Belair, you know, she came out there in an interview with her confidence and the Judgment Day. That's how much of a pussy really Rhea Ripley really is. She knows she lost last time against Bianca Belair, couldn't get the job done, so she had to make up for it. Video. Couldn't even go out there physically to her face. That says a lot about her. And she even had 2 other people that could have attacked her with her. So yeah, that really shows the heart of Rhea Ripley. And she's scared of Bianca Belair. I mean, look at the accomplishments Bianca Belair. I could write you a list. Watch my other podcasts. Me talking about Bianca Belair. Me ranting about Bianca Belair. I can say it over and over and over again. Elimination Chamber winner. Royal Rumble winner. Came Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion against two GOATs, Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Both times, at both for her WrestleManias after Elimination Chamber Royal Rumble win. Then she'd be every woman on Raw and SmackDown, and now she's been unstoppable. She's former NXT champion. She's the quickest, roughest, strongest, and she is confident about who she is and what she represents. People call her the EST for a reason, because she earned that name, because she is who she says she is. People gave her that nickname. People gave her that respect because they know what she's accomplished. They know what she's made of. And then also, for the rest of Monday Night Raw, it was a lot that happened. And that went down. I mean, that was where the main things on Raw and stuff. And I'm running out of time here. I'm kind of going overboard. So I just wanted to get everything out of my chest. But I mean, you pretty much know the predictions for Raw is like Ezekiel's supposed to have his brother Elias do a concert to embarrass Kevin Owens, and I see Bobby Lashley ripping the throat at Austin Theory, or he's now just want to be called Theory. First flash of water in his face. I think The Miz is gonna do a Miz TV show as the reality show of him and the Misses, and then the men and women's qualification match. So then SmackDown, they will finish it like it's even between the SmackDown and the Raw. If you look at it, you're like, oh, there's already 3 of this, 3 of that. It's even now. And then that's how I know that really will happen tomorrow night as we head into Money in the Bank. I mean, a lot more can happen, obviously. Anything can happen, but those are the main. Of course, our Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. See her on the Street Profits as Street Profits want to smoke against the Usos for the Raw Tag Team Champions. Realized they did win the match to qualify themselves into it. And Bianca Belair has been unstoppable since she became Raw Women's Champion. And even before that, that's how she got Raw Women's Champion again. And that will clear up the rest of this because I don't think there's anything that I missed. Not really. So that's the end of this. Sure to like and subscribe to before and after the Queen K. As always, like to my channel, subscribe to my channel to see this and more podcasts like it before and after thoughts. Queen Krazy K. You subscribe. It helps me out. It's really appreciated. Instead of just watching and lurking, go ahead and subscribe. They're both appreciated. Follow me on that Instagram. The short stories to watch. My album interviews are out. Working on a new album coming out. Yes, it's taking longer because I know when it's going to be released. The album is done. The album playlist is complete. It's done. It's just the matter of time of releasing the date of it, which I won't say. But just know the album playlist is complete, is done, is ready. Subscribe to my channel right now. Like to my channel right now. Check out my podcast right now. My other videos right now. Short stories, and check all that out on my Instagram. Follow me right now. And all that good stuff, and enjoy yourselves. But the album playlist is complete. It's coming out. I will tell the release date as time gets sooner. Or hell, I might just drop in and say, hey, go check it out. But it is complete. I'm just waiting for the right time to release it. So, Queen Krazy K out here.